Hi, I'm Crystal Stump, founder and CEO of ABC Consulting and former Virginia ABC Special Agent from the Alcoholic Beverage Control Authority. Thank you so much for watching my video. Today I'm going to answer the question, what is a banquet license? Pour yourself a drink, you're going to need it. Thank you for tuning into this video. It is a hot topic, a topic that a lot of people don't know about, and I hope that you find this very informative. Like I said earlier, I'm Crystal. I'm a former Virginia ABC Special Agent from the Alcoholic Beverage Control Authority, and I started ABC Consulting back in 2009 to help people navigate the alcohol licensing process. So one thing you need to know is that the ABC Enforcement Division is tasked with reviewing and investigating and approving banquet licenses, retail licenses, and industry licensing. So industry licenses is for businesses that manufacture alcohol, wineries, breweries, distilleries. Retail licensing is for businesses that operate a restaurant, gourmet shops, gift shops, convenience stores. And banquets is licensing. A banquet license is for special events, one-day events, festivals, and I'm going to get into all the different types of banquet licenses there are, how to get it, and how we can help you with this. So the first thing to understand is that a banquet license, there's approximately 10 different ones in the state of Virginia, and they range from the standard banquet license. We refer to it as a one-day license. That license is good for birthday parties, weddings, class reunions, private work parties, anything that's going to be a private, by invitation only, no exchange of funds, no ticket sales, no alcohol sales, no cash bar. This license allows people to consume alcohol in public, okay? Now, there's a lot of different things to know about whether or not you need an alcohol license for a private event. If I'm getting married on my property and I'm having a wedding or I'm having a party and I'm providing alcohol to my guests, I do not need an alcohol license for that. That is no different than me having a friend over on Friday night and I give her wine and we have a drink, okay? But there are a lot of wedding venues that have a private home that operate wedding venues, and they lease it out to people. And they do not have to require their guest to get an alcohol license. But in most cases, venues do require it. I'm not an attorney, I'm not going to give legal advice, but I do know a lot of attorneys that have told venues that it is good for them to tell their guests that are leasing the facility to obtain their own alcohol license. So I would say, if you're wondering this, check with your venue to see if the venue requires it. And if you are a venue and you're wondering if you need to require your guests to get a license, check with your attorney and check with your insurance company. Okay? I can't really guide on that. But let me tell you from the eyes of the ABC Authority. If alcohol is being consumed in a private location and it's not on a non-licensed restaurant, it's not in a public park, or it's not in a public place, it's just a private place for friends to gather to be able to consume alcohol on somebody's property or in somebody's office building, a license is not needed, okay? There's always a case by case, okay? So it's not going to be needed. But if the venue says you have to get an alcohol license, then you're going to need to get one, and you're going to need a banquet license, and it will be approved by the ABC Enforcement Division, and it takes time to get that license approved. It can take up to 15 to 20 days, so if you know when you're going to have an event, it's important to go ahead and apply for that license and get the process started, because supporting documents are going to have to be provided during the investigation in order to get the license approved. Now, we can help with your one-day licensing and banquet licensing. We have an online form. It's very easy to fill out. It's broken into 2 different forms, individual and nonprofit. And here's why. I mentioned that the ABC Authority has 10 different one-day licenses, and that bottom one is the banquet license. That's the most simple. Also, not to confuse you, but a tasting license is also considered a banquet license, and that is the one license that you can charge money and sell tickets, but you're limited on how much you can provide to your guests. Watch my video on tasting licenses to learn more about that. Okay, so now that we've talked about the banquet license, the next set of one-day licenses or banquet licenses that the Virginia ABC offers is called a special event license, special event banquet license, okay? So those are issued to nonprofit organizations. You have to be nonprofit, deemed nonprofit by the IRS. And your event can be open to the public, it can be private, you can sell tickets, you can charge money at the door, like an admission or a cover charge, and you can also sell alcohol from a cash bar. But you're going to have to provide supporting documentation during that investigation process to prove that you are a nonprofit organization. So if your nonprofit has not been filing their 990 that's required to be filed every year with the IRS, that could hinder you from getting approval. So make sure your nonprofit is in good standing with the state and good standing with the IRS before you even start this process. And you'll need to provide such documentation to the ABC authority in order to get approved. So back to our online form. We have our form broken into two different sections, individual and nonprofit. So if you're a nonprofit, you would select that form, fill out all of the answers, and we will review your answers, and based on the answers to those questions, we determine what is the best license for you. And then we collect the supporting documents from you, review all of it to make sure that it is all compliant, and then we submit it on your behalf to the ABC authority. This ensures that your license gets approved quickly, and that if there's any problems, we can guide you along the way. When a nonprofit is trying to obtain an alcohol license for an event, festivals and wine tastings and different types of events that might go on for a weekend, additional permits are going to be needed from the locality, and we can help you with those as well. If you hire an event planner for a festival or for an event that a nonprofit is putting on, or a director of the event, even more additional paperwork is going to have to be filed to the ABC authority after the event. We can help you with all of that. Putting on a festival in the state of Virginia or creating any type of event that requires licensing, it is a big deal in Virginia, and you want to make sure that your paperwork is done right and that your application is filled out correctly. And all of that ensures that you're going to run a compliant operation, and it ensures that you'll be able to get licenses in the future. Now, in addition to the banquet and the banquet special event license, there's also manufacturer licenses. And those are issued to, as I mentioned earlier, manufacturer licensees such as wineries, distilleries, and breweries. They can obtain one-day licenses or a weekend license, it might last for 3 days, for a beer festival or a wine festival. So if anybody is operating a manufacturing business in alcohol and they want to put on an event and they need licensing for that, we can also help with that licensing too. Hopefully this video answered all of your questions and you are familiar now with how the one-day licensing works in the state of Virginia. If you're getting married or if you're having a party and you want to and you need to obtain that alcohol license for that event, you have somebody here to navigate you through this process, and we take care of it for you. Our fee for the banquet licenses is $195, and that includes the application, the state application fee, state license fee, online processing, and our assistance through the approval. And with the nonprofit or the banquet special event licenses, we charge $225, and that includes again the state application fee, state license fee, online processing, and our assistance through the approval. And it also assists you after the approval with filing the proper paperwork that needs to be filed after your event. If you found this video informative, please comment below. If you have a question or if you have a topic that you need me to go over for you, put that in the comments too. I'm happy to reach out and help you through this process. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.